adofo ne etie fa mo hwe me da mo nyina amase ngiri se obadaroma ho ye se de meso me ho ye ade achi biem de na de bia ne emu nsensem nsem foforo na de bia edi akoniaba nsem a emu do etifo ebentuma gibe ne nkuti nsem a eden agi ne ho mina emra.
Wanted to modernize the national security setup, so we proposed the setting up of a National Signals Bureau, which was accepted by all within the security apparatus, including the president at the time. Parliament was brought in to look at a bill that will procure the National Signals Bureau. The bill was properly looked at. It went through all its processes: first reading, second reading, and third reading. The bill was eventually passed. The Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, subsidiary legislation, they all looked at the bill. It was properly passed. He became the first chief executive of the National Signals Bureau. Political office change in 2024. 2025, he was arrested on the assumption that he had spent some money at the National Signals Bureau. The learned Attorney General and Minister of Justice, appointed under Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution, held several press conferences to impress upon the general public that Kwame Dubois has done something very wrong. Lawyers for Kwame Dubois, led by the learned Atachi, and former member of Parliament and former minister, countered the Attorney General's views. They issued a rebuttal and said that Kwame Dubois has done nothing wrong. At some point, the Attorney General had not charged Kwame Dubois. Lawyers said he should do so. He did so, and the case is now on vacation until next month, October, which is soon. But today, the political parties without representation in Parliament say that they think the Attorney General has taken a misstep, that he has relied on wrong information, as they say, and therefore they are asking the Attorney General to discontinue the matter. Citizen Atudazi is here to tell us the details. Citizen, good evening.
Good evening, Paul.
You are with the GCPP.
Yes.
What observations have you guys made about the Dubois trial?
First of all, good evening to your cherished viewers. As political parties, our interest is Ghana first. We want to serve the ordinary Ghanaian, and we think Kwame Dubois is also a Ghanaian. In fact, your earlier story is of great interest to me, because as a political party, everybody knows that GCPP believes in domestication. And domestication, we believe in the Ghanaian, supporting Ghanaian businesses to be able to thrive. And if we cannot support our own, and we will rather destroy our own, then we might as well forget it. So it's a very interesting topic that I think on any day, all of us needs to be concerned. Some of us want to be consistent. Over the years, anybody who has followed me, I've been very consistent on governance and why we should raise the bar. Because whatever we do today sets a precedent for tomorrow. So if the Attorney General is walking a path that looks like he's just interested in a media trial and not getting prosecution, then there is something that we should all be worried about. So our whole press conference was about ORA and how the ORA committee report that the evidence, and we are going to see some form of action following up. I mean, for all these months, some of us are wondering what is happening. Because you see, the ORA report is not just a political document. We see it as a litmus test as far as our legal regime is concerned. That if we are able to achieve something out of this, then really we are on the path of fighting corruption. Because every cedi that is lost, every dollar that is lost due to corruption, result or translate in a hospital not built, a school not completed, or a hard-working Ghanaian losing a job. So we are interested in ORA, but if we want ORA to work, it should work based on really hardcore evidence and not just a media trial and propaganda. So far, the Attorney General led a press conference. One of the key things the Attorney General said about this Adom case was that a cyber security system that was supposed to be procured for the National Signals Bureau, his checks shows that it was not received by the stores, and that was enough grounds to say that, well, it has not been purchased. So there has been some money taken by Adom and the family and 2 others. Now, what
did the Attorney General say the equipment? So the equipment was not procured.
He said what was said to have procured had not been delivered per his checks. And he stated that, you know, normally in the public sector, when you procure something, the stores have to receive it. So in his press conference, in which I can easily refer to, I think clause 13 of his press conference, stated that they realized that this cyber security system has not been procured or has not been received by the National Signals Bureau. All right. We have also intercepted a letter from ICS Holding.
I've seen that letter, yes, saying that they supplied the thing and it's currently working.
So if all this is based on that, then what is the Attorney General saying? And Paul, what is even more worrying is that this borders on national security. So as a country, some of us have been involved recently in conferences with ECOWAS, with the Peace Council regarding the porous nature of our borders and the tensions and the security issues within our borders. And here we are discussing a cyber security system. If all of us understand what a cyber security system is, I'm not sure we will be interested in putting these things in the public domain and having this kind of public discussion we want to have. Because any app or software that is procured for security, the more it's being discussed in public, the more you reduce its effectiveness. So for instance, if I have a phone that can easily record, take pictures, or let's say my spectacle can easily record, take pictures and videos, and I talk about it publicly, then the next person I'm going to meet knows that, oh, this is what I have and we plan for it. But that is not how we want a security system to work. So we want to call on the Attorney General. And you see, we are expecting that we don't engage in propaganda. We want results. So far, every Ghanaian is interested in results from the oral, the work that oral committee has done. And the oral committee members, if you look at the caliber of members who say they have done investigations and handed over this investigation to the Attorney General, and so far, if you look at the selective system that Attorney General has adopted, we are worried that today it is a Adom, tomorrow it might be me. And that is what we want to call on every Ghanaian to be worried today. But you see, these cases that we are doing, how can our Attorney General be wanting to prosecute one person for wrongdoing and is quietly discontinuing cases that also borders on other wrongdoings? That is challenging. So if you have a case where you cited an issue of a system not delivered, the company has said that, oh, this system has been delivered. So far, we have not heard of the National Security Ministry saying anything about this case. Strangely, the former minister who was in charge of national security is not a party to this case. I'm referring to Honorable Kendapa. It's not even a party to this case.
It's not, yeah.
And it's surprising. National Signals Bureau falls under the Ministry of National Security.
Yes.
And everybody knows that when there's a secretariat under a ministry, they do not have a budget. The budget is for the main ministry. So how come a system is being procured without any authorization, or they say the ministry says they know nothing about it, and they are not even part to support the state or otherwise in this case? These are questions that we want to raise. And first of all, we've seen that there was a shoddy work that was done. Proper checks were not done in relation to this situation, because if the Attorney General had written to ISC, they didn't find out if truly there has been any attempt
of the case that everybody was giving money to procure this equipment and he didn't procure it. That's really the foundation of the case. Yes, it looks like that.
And the Attorney General said it. Like I said, he made a categorical statement on it. And if you permit me to read, it says,
please read it.
Further investigations have revealed that no cybersecurity system of the description in the January 30, 2020 contract was ever received by Bureau of National Communications or by the successor agency, the National Signals Bureau, or by the government of Ghana. An inventory confirmation from the National Security Secretariat shows that the equipment was never received into stores, as is the practice in the public services. This is what being said. Now you see, when we want to discuss national security issues, even in terms of bank transactions, national security will not want to go to a bank to withdraw money in the name of just national security. Sometimes they even create civil accounts for such purposes, because there are times where you might need a secret source for certain financial support, which the national security might not have immediately. For instance, President Mahama is traveling to the UN program. His flights, cost, and all those things. If government says they don't have money, they might get it from somewhere, and at the end want to pay back, so that it doesn't become easy for you to track that, oh, it was Paul who loaned government this money. Sometimes these things go through national security and go through different civil accounts. Today, if Kobne Dubois should have mouth diarrhea and decide to also divulge certain information which has implications on the national security, because the Attorney General is already engaging in a public trial, where would we find ourselves? So the Attorney General should be interested in the prosecution and not the public trial. Yes, the public trial that you are doing might win you headlines, but will not win you prosecution. But what are we interested in? We are interested in recovering the loot you so say, not just the fanfare of it. I am on record when this issue about the NSS came out. I was on record to say that why are we paying ghosts and owing the living? So we really need to find a way, if the situation is true, to recover every money that is lost. The Attorney General came to the public once again, held a public conference, gave us a lot of hope that we are going to recover this. There is a huge scandal, and sometimes he uses words that gets the public interested and has some hope. At the end of the day, no show. So you are tainting this individual, forgetting that our own constitution that he works with, Article 19(2)(c), is clear that you are innocent until proven guilty. By the way he's running his mouth, if you don't take care, everybody walking on the shores of Ghana will be a criminal. And if this continues to be the precedent, tomorrow I will not have the voice to speak against anybody doing the same. And that is why today I want to be on record that when the Attorney General decided to go on this tangent, I spoke as a citizen. And tomorrow, if anybody should do otherwise and I speak, I will have the temerity to speak. Today it might be Dubois, tomorrow it might be a citizen. And we don't wait for that time to happen, because we seem
Have you written something to the Attorney General as political parties without representation in Parliament?
In fact, we are going to submit whatever our press conference to him as well.
Okay.
Because you see, the engagement, we even think that he himself should investigate this situation thoroughly, and he should have done that. Like for instance, if he had written to ICS, I'm sure this thing that he quoted from his press conference, he wouldn't have made such statements. He would have even given further information. Okay, ICS says they've supplied it, so where is it? If stores did not receive it, where is it? All this information.
If it's true that the equipment is currently in use, and President Mahama made reference to some equipment that many people connect to be the Dubahin equipment.
With the IP addresses
to use IP address to determine where people are. Many people say that that's the Dubahin equipment that President Mahama is referring to.
Exactly.
Okujeto Ablakwa, as foreign minister, said that somebody had written something about him and they were able to track the person.
Exactly.
It appears that's the equipment that they're referring to. So, I mean, the Attorney General really says that the equipment didn't come.
Exactly. So that's why we say it should come again. And this case is getting interesting, and we are talking because he put it out there. Normally, we say that when issues are before our law court, we should be careful in terms of the discussion around it. But who started it? It is in the court of public opinion.
Why do you take an interest in this matter? You said a bit of that already, but I want to understand, why does a politician take an interest in this matter?
Well, it's not even just about being a politician, taking an interest in this matter, but I'm taking an interest in it as a politician because this seems to be a political agenda. Because if you look at the cases that I've listed, okay, there were several cases before the court which were almost far advanced in terms of their trial. You can talk about the Sagleme case. You can talk about the Unibank case. You can talk about the ambulance case involving even Atufosa. How come all these cases have been discontinued? Why didn't they go through their full trial? The Attorney General says it's because of cost. Well, can you imagine the wastage in this case? Look, I was just thinking about it, that every evidence that is being provided by each party, there are about 5 people involved because it's a Dubois and the wife and 2 others. That is 4 plus Attorney General. 5, at least 5 people involved. Any evidence that is being provided should be supplied to all these individuals. So you can imagine, and we are talking about bank statements. I'm hearing that one of the bank statements is about 800 pages. You have to print that for each of the individuals.
And they took away a huge part of it and brought it to the court. I've heard that.
You can imagine,
I hope it's not true.
You can imagine the cost implication in all these things. And these are very sensitive documents where it might end up as well. Yeah, because we are talking about issues with national security. So it is important that I should be concerned that our national security is being discussed publicly like this. Where in the world, Paul, tell me, where in the world would you have politicians and publicly and in the public domain, everyone discussing national security architecture, softwares, in this manner, except our own? Where? We won't get it anywhere. Now people are discussing issues of national security like this. Today we are opening the Pandora's box. Tomorrow, if a different government comes and decides that they are also going after somebody at the National Signals Bureau, and you remember Eduboyan requested that all transactions
should be published. Yes. The court disagreed.
Yes, because the court knew that these are sensitive issues on the national security of Ghana.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm saying some of these things we need to position them well. Proper procedure should be followed. Why are we not in